Well, we're finished up at the barn. We still got a big day ahead planned for the team. What do we got now, girls? We got Ollie's football at 1:50, flag football. Then we have the jump place. Then we have the mall. Then we have supper. And that's it for the evening. I might watch UFC tonight. I might. It's the first Saturday in a row in a long time where I didn't have to be somewhere, plan for something, or do anything. The barn went well today. All the babies went well. I was happy with the reports I got from Jason and Joey, Tyler. Everybody was happy with what they saw today, which is good. We'll start going in sets next week now that things are starting to settle down a little bit. And hopefully we can pick a day where maybe we can get a video to you guys also. So, what went on today? Well, I'll tell you my star of the day so far. I trained Chappie. They shot Chappie, chopped all his toes off. He's too high in his angles. He was terrible today. Terrible. So we're going to have the blacksmith come back in. The problem with Chap, his flash point, his left front foot, little clubby, not too bad, but he grows heel more than foot. He doesn't have that pronounced dish, but you can see there's more heel that grows there than toe, and you have to really work to keep them proper, right? And when they get a little off, so it would be very easy to shoot Chap and have him where his degrees would be 52 on the right, 53 on the left. Well, you can't take that. You need to have a more proper, healthy-looking heel on him, and it is a more technical shoeing. So you have to take your time. It looks like the blacksmith went in, shot him. Just not the way I really like him, and with taking all that toe off him, he just wasn't comfortable today. It was terrible. So we'll go back in, take the shoes off. I'd like to see the blacksmith get him to 51 or 52 would be okay with the heels the way they are. 51, 50 would be better for me. And let some of that toe grow back out. So you're probably not going to see him train good today or Wednesday. What's today? He didn't train good. Or Wednesday. I may not even train him middle of the week. I might just give him the rest of the week to settle back into his footwear, and then start over on Saturday with him. We trained the horse that Steve had bought from the Harrisburg sale, Denali Dio. He's indigo Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that in Northfield. He was good. Some changes I'd like to make with him. We trained a mile in 2:1. I don't think he was going to go a mile in, what are you showing me?
My science.
What's that, honey?
My science.
Oh, how'd you do?
I got, on my tests, I got a 49 out of 50.
Good job. That's a girl. Ava's doing much better. Well, she never did bad in school, but from last year to this year, there is a tremendous change in her marks, and very proud of the work she's doing. She's working very, very hard. It's so weird over here. I talked to you guys quickly. I talked to you guys, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. In Ontario, our house is kitty corner to Catholic high school. It's literally right there. It wouldn't be 1,000 yards from our house, from our front step in Guelph. Over here, the kids had the first year was a lot of work for them, and quite a transition. They did a great job, every single one of them. And Ava's been working hard to get her marks up. Now, the way that they do things in the U.S. is much like how you would approach college or university, and they're grooming them, right? For university, they have them apply, do written tests to get into a particular high school. So in Ontario, for sure, and in Guelph, you would just go to that high school because that's the one closest to you. That's where you'd go. Unless you needed some specific transfer for some reason, that's your school. Well, over here, there's a number of schools in the area, all within about half an hour, and everybody applies. They have to go in and meet with the I assume the principal. Did you meet with anybody here?
I don't know if it was the principal.
Whoever it was, you go and meet with people at the school. You have to do a written test, and then you have to apply to go to that school, much like you do for university, right? You can see why they do that. And it's a lot of stress. And Ava was trying to get her marks up and working hard at it, and very proud. You got an honor roll, merit roll?
Oh yeah, I got merit, but I have A's in all my classes right now.
A's in all your classes, so you're heading to honor roll. Oh, that's good.
No, high honors.
High honors. at you. Well, good for you. So that is good. Anyway, always proud of, the thing that makes me the happiest is that when the kids are doing well, because this wasn't easy. As you guys can imagine, taking your kids and moving them not just 4 hours away, but into another country, into a different group of peers. It was concerning to me, and that's why we've always been 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and really a foot in both countries, because the kids, right? Amy and the kids were the most important to me. I'm more like a cactus. You could drop me almost anywhere, and if I had work to do and something to do and a job to focus on, I would get it done. But that's just the way I am, and I can't assume that everybody is the same way, and always kind of quietly watching to see what is going on, and very, very happy that you did so good in science. Good for you. So,
why are your kids on a Saturday?
You might be going on a field trip, a school field trip on a Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, it might be going somewhere just for fun.
Oh yeah, like we did.
Yeah.
I don't like Damascus was like someone took my towel, but Nora always brings extra of everything.
It's weird.
So she let me use it.
That's all right. Anyway, what were you talking about? Denali Dio trained good, 1 mile and 2:1, but he's going to have to do better than that. There were some changes I think we could make. There doesn't need to be a whole lot of changes. He came pretty well hung up, but there are some subtle changes I think would help him, and a couple that we're going to implement for Wednesday. We'll see if that helps or not. What else do we do today? I'll tell you, the horse that really wowed me was the horse we talked a lot about in an earlier video. You guys are going to hear me discuss Century Legion in the opening this week, and how he was a bit of a flashpoint for a number of people within that ownership, and then more broadly speaking about horses in general and how he would foot in, right? That's 6 weeks as opposed to 8, 10, or 12, moving him to Ohio when he's an Ontario bred. Why are we doing these things? And I try to explain to everybody, and not every horse is the same, but this horse, I think, it's going to fit in perfectly with him. He is razor sharp training, but smart. Trained him with no hobbles on today, finished up good. Now we're not going racehorse speed, obviously. We're just going training miles, but he looked very, very good today, and whether it was because he was fresh in my mind or whether it was because he just wowed me more than everybody else, I was very impressed with what I saw from him training today. My Wicked Heart was okay today. The only horse that, and he's struggling because we haven't changed his shoes around yet. We will first of the week, is Trevino on green. He trained with Melisandre. She trained pretty good also. All those horses rounding into shape. The other horse, I guess the other bookend of that was I'm a Trucker. Made a couple of breaks in the turn stay, and I said to Jason, listen, I know you want to see him advance and advance and advance and advance and advance. There's going to be hurdles he comes to where you're just going to have to say, hey, I'm just going to take a week or two and just throttle it back a little bit. And I said, we know his knees bother him, and we know he's going to load weight behind because of it. So you have to be in front of it. When you see him loading that weight, that's the time to pump the brakes and say, okay, we're going to give him a week off. There's going to be a week of no training coming up, or even 2 weeks if that's what he needs. I don't think he needs to go out to the field just yet. He looks very, very good, but I think his knees were bothering him today. And as I said to Jason, you need to be on the lookout for him starting to load that weight. You are the front line. You can tell when things are getting bad before they get bad, and you need to pump his brakes at that point. So I'm a Trucker. We're just going to give him a week or maybe 10 days or even 2 weeks of just jogging, no training. And I know I got a couple emails from people last week saying, is he ever going to get ready? Guys, I need to remind everybody, he is a 2-year-old as of right now. He's 2. He's a baby. He's not 5. He's not 4. We didn't just buy him on gate. He was racing at Monticello. This is a 2-year-old trotting colt, and I don't care if he comes from Michigan or the moon. It doesn't matter to me. Our objective is to get him to the track the most comfortable so that we can see the best form of him and every horse in our barn. And if he needs a little time, we're just going to give him a little time. Same with Pelican Al. Same with Chap if he needs it, for the most part. If I go out in the middle of the week and Chappie's not feeling it, he's not training next week. And I need everybody to understand that. I can't give you, we do not train our horses on a calendar. I cannot tell you that on December the 13th, 2024, those 3 horses will qualify. No, they won't. They're going to tell us when they're going to qualify. I'm not going to tell you. They're going to tell me, and then I'll let you know. And that is how it has to be. Otherwise, it's just an assembly line. And it doesn't matter how big or small our barn gets, I never want to see it in an assembly line, ever. So that's what took place today. I looked quickly. I was watching the King of the North breeding selling on OnGate. I was just about to hit bid. I had the $6,000 bid this morning when we woke up, and then other people were bidding. I couldn't understand why he had stalled at $7,500. I was just about to hit bid. I happened to scroll down and read through the rules again. It's one of those money up front, no guarantee jobbies. I don't need to gamble on the King of the North breeding. We already got burned enough last year on one of those breedings, and it was way higher than King of the North. So I just wasn't going to do it. No. I know that probably during breeding season we can find one for $10,000 or $12,000, 10% down, live full. The rest do it at live full. It's probably not going to be a problem at all. And that's mostly what we're going to look for. If in fact we go to King of the North, the horse I was looking for King of the North was Lover's Play, to be honest. And there's a number of different sires that'll fit the best. I did briefly talk to Alan the other day about Lover's Play, actually, and he said she would cross well with Captain Corey, who I certainly have a lot of affinity towards. He is a horse. Here's my take on it. Somebody said, Anthony, just before you get too far down this Captain Corey road, just remember, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm going to put as many eggs as I can in that basket. I'm going to tell you why. Sure, everything in this game is about gambling, right? Everything. Think of all the people that bred to Tall Dark Stranger that ate it this year. Hanover dropped his stud fee way down to $8,500. Green Shoe, the same, was $30,000. Dropped him all the way down to $10,000. Even though he had a tremendous year.
Oh, that truck.
Even though he had a tremendous year. So, Captain Corey was an incredible machine. A very, very nice horse. People say, well, Aki didn't throw any, Aki studs haven't thrown anything yet. You can give me 100 stats why they're no good. I can tell you the most important stat to me, and it's the only one that matters. What do his horses look like? He got good mares. He got these incredible, gigantic-looking, beautiful horses. He's probably going to be a good sire. And I have no problem breeding a bunch of mares to him again. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just don't think I'm wrong. At least we'll all find out together next summer. But when it comes to breeding the horses, I have no problem going to King of the North or Captain Corey. What else do we got? Green Manalishi, obviously, but he's I can't go to Green Manalishi. He's a Muscle Hill, right? And I don't know a lot, but I do know that. I do know that that's what Tactical Landing's by. That's who Lover's Play is by. So that won't work. So we're gonna have to look elsewhere. Anyway, it's been a great day at the barn. I got there a little bit late, but everybody had everything under control. Both Jasons were, I was the last one to go on the track at 11:30 with 11:45 with Chap. And as much as I was disappointed, I could see clearly what went on. There was no issue. It was absolutely 1 + 1 = 2. The blacksmith had taken a little too much foot off him, left a little too much heel on him. He was a little sore in that left front, and he wasn't good because of it. There's no two ways about it. So not an easy fix, but it is an easy fix. A shoeing adjustment, and it will fix him up. We'll get that taken care of, and as I said, very, very happy with what I saw from everybody today. So I guess as I talk out loud, my star of the day as we head home for the day is Century Legion. I was thoroughly impressed with him. That's not trying to blow smoke up anybody's butt or pat anybody on the back. There's a long way between Century Legion's training mile today and any winner's circle in Ohio, Pennsylvania, or Ontario. But I loved his attitude. The right hind wasn't bothering him, which tells me, as I said in my earlier video, you'll hear in your opening, tells me that his stifle was probably a little immature, just needed a little time. He got it. His attitude today was great. He was really, really good, and I was really impressed with what I saw from him. Happy with everybody today. Chap, I already know what the problem was. We can fix it. They're going to come up from time to time. But everybody else I was thoroughly pleased with. So that is that. We're far from done. I'm watching some horses sell here on OnGate. We have some horses selling Monday that interest me. Many of you have pointed out that Austral Hanover is back on preferred. No, I'm not bidding on Austral. I love the horse. I'd love to have him back, but with a bunch of wins and money on his card, where are we going to race him, right? There's nowhere to race him. I think he'll probably bring close to 40 anyway, because you won a 40 claimer at Yonkers not that long ago, which is not shocking. So, and the other horse, you remember my 1%?
Yeah.
He found his way back onto preferred too. He's selling on Monday. There's a couple other horses that are ours that people are pointing out.
Are you gonna get my 1%?
No, probably not. But lots going on. We're in acquisition mode for the next 48 hours. And I'm going to play driver tomorrow at Northfield Park with I'm Fancy Like. And oh yeah, there, yeah. And who's the other one? Purple People Eater, I think. Anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy some football. Go to the mall, like we're going to go. Take your kids somewhere. Have a great weekend. It is a beautiful fall weekend here in Ohio. I hope it is wherever you are also. Take care.